a lot of the time we focus on what the problem is, whether that's in politics or activism, but we don't always actually make the case for the solution. What is the thing we actually want? So let's look at a bit of more brain science here quickly. We talked before about how much of our reasoning and intuition is based on subconscious thought, like the vast majority of what we do. We haven't been thinking about it, our brain's just been doing that for us. A lot of our decision making is actually also subconscious. We feel like we're rationalizing it, but most of the time, our brain is making a decision for us, and then we're rationalizing that decision afterwards. Our brains are prediction machines. That's again how our brains keep us safe. That's how we evolved. Basically, if we're walking around again as cave people, we see berries on a tree or a slimy thing slithering through the ground, our brains need to make very quick decisions about, is that safe or not? Can I eat that? Do I need to run away? And so how do we make these decisions? It's based on what we already know. So our brains are constantly making predictions about what's going to happen in the future based on what we already know. So what's really important here is essentially our ideas and our behavior are learned from societies around us. The behavior we do is behavior we've picked up from seeing other people do it. Again, mirror neurons. What's really important here for if you're trying to achieve social or political change, if you want people to think or act a certain way, you have to show them other people thinking and acting that way. You have a certain set of ideas. People can't think or share those unless they've actually heard them. So we are wired to believe what's familiar. This, on the one hand, can be scary, but basically, if you hear a lie enough, it starts to sound true. And there's research behind that. So, okay, we see that happening with populists, right? This helps us understand how sort of fake news gets across. But the key point here is we can't just say, oh, that's fake news, right? We can't just repeat lies and to debunk them. We have to put the different picture we want in the mind of our audience. But I think this is really crucial for change, right? There's a current idea now, I think very sort of intellectual and rational, say in the realms of political science, in law, that when someone does something wrong, you tell them it's wrong. The problem is those schools of thought are based on basically an incorrect understanding of how human beings work. So let's see what happens if we go from this perspective of our brains can only accept and support things that they've seen, that are familiar to them. So what we're going to look at here with this shift is this thing called hope theory, which comes from moral psychology. But basically, how we hope is basically made up of goals, so what we actually want to achieve, pathways to get to that goal, so like how do we get there, and a belief we can actually make this happen.